Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you today. It is April 17, 2019. The 17 is all about the star, healing, finding your hopes and dreams fulfilled, and just being out there and shining your light. The day adds up to 33-6, and the 17 is an 8, so that's of manifesting your dreams. 33-6 is the Christ vibration. And it's also the 7 of Wands, of standing up for yourself without being defensive, but standing your ground and being loving, of the 6. That everyday affectionate love. This is love, unconditional love. So as we start this day, I had at 8:55 this morning, a little while before I started the read, or before I started journaling the read, a bird was singing a few notes, the same notes over and over and over again. So I figured out which notes they were. It was C, B, and it kept singing C, B, G, 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 G. I don't know if I'm singing the right notes right now, but that's over and over and over. And it was something important about it, so if it brings up anything for you guys, let me know. It was C, down to B, and then down to G, 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 G. So many times, over and over and over again. I don't know if it's a mating call because it's spring and all that kind of thing, but it was very sweet. That was like 8:55 through 9:07, and I was definitely, as I was cutting and dealing the Divine Masculine read, I was getting heartache. All right, so there's some stress in the heart. And then at 9:07, I was getting She's Out of My Life, Michael Jackson, Damned Indecision, Cuts Like a Knife, She's Out of My Life, okay? And the song was running for a while in the background as I was doing the read. And as I started the read, it was 9:25 to 26, and 25 and 26 are the Knight and the Page of Wands. So that's, very passionate, inspired energy. The major arcana here for the masculine were Reason, which is typically the Emperor. This is the Syrian Starseed deck. Reflection, which is typically the Hermit, and Luna, which is the Moon. There were 4 swords, so again, very swordy for the masculine, which has been here for a couple days. There was 3 cups and 1 pentacle. And the masculine does tend to get more swords the more cups they have, okay, which makes sense. But only 1 pentacle and no wands were represented today, which is interesting because the read was done at 25 to 26, which is the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. That really super inspired energy because they're the young ones. They're the teenagers and 20ers going out and partying and all that kind of stuff. The court cards were the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords, which very much can represent the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, but also other people in his life. It can be the Knight of Swords is the messenger of truth, so it could just be someone who brings a message. The numbers and the coding were all about physical activity and change for the masculine, so maybe if he's been hermiting a lot, he needs to get back into that physical action, why there's no wands here represented, and maybe he's going into that today or tomorrow. And the numbers were 4, 5, 6, 10, 25 again, so that Knight of Wands. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and 4, 5, and 6 is the Emperor, Hierophant, and the Lovers. 55 is the Truth. We have the sequence 3, 4, 5, 6. 34 is the 8 of Wands, which is coming up tomorrow, which is the 18th, the full moon and the crucifixion. And then 45, which is 5 of Cups, which is grief, letting go, passing the baton from the 3rd to the 4th leg of the race. And then 56, which is the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing. 68 of the Page of Pentacles. And I have to say, last night too, a lot of pages were coming up. The Page of Pentacles is all about opportunity, invite, being a student, education, and possibly needing money. And also 431 came up. And as we started the read, the number 14 or 140 also came up, which is the Temperance, the angels, the patience and balance. So about physical activity and change. The messages coming up here were 40 and 60, so if those numbers mean anything to you, but also 40 is the Page of Cups and 60 is the 6 of Swords. So it's the message of love and peace, because that's the Page of Cups is all about that pure love, and then the 6 of Swords is about finding peace. So it's the message of love and peace and expanding the high road by reflecting the high vibration of physical activity and change. That helps you stay in your high vibration. For the masculine, they're being reminded, if they've been hermiting because they've been struggling right now, that they need to get back into their physical activity to help change the energy and be in their truth. Also, the Emperor, I was getting that the Emperor is human. The lovers are human. God is the high I, that high vibration, the reflection of destiny, of physical activity and change. So using that high vibration to get out there and do things and change. It doesn't matter what it is, it's just choosing a path and doing it, to experience and expand. So as we get into the read for the masculine, we start with the brain wars. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to pick. Okay, so we start the read with the Five of Orbs and the Four of Cups. So this, for me, Five of Swords is all about brain wars, because if you have an enemy, that means there's war, and if there's war outside of you, that means there's war inside of you. So it's like brain wars. And then here is the Four of Cups. And this card depicts wishing on a star, but it's really following your North Star, your North Node, and being an island unto yourself, mastering and grounding and integrating. Grounding yourself amidst all these crazy emotions. Okay? So brain wars, juggling, and mastering. Being on an island at sea, unto thyself, 3 swords and 1 cup, 3 wise men, and the Holy Grail. Working to align and crack codes, ground and save, holding on loosely, and expressing more feelings, in heated exchange of love at a distance. Leaning over the balcony or out the window, east and 20 degrees north, carrying a heavy burden of love, doing yard work possibly for self-love, the masculine to get himself physical again, to offer the man at war with himself a break, allowing himself to ground and integrate, moving or traveling or on the war path to court, judge, Libra or justice, or at war with the Cancer and Libra, the puppet show they call the justice system. Judge and court officers on guard with the dogs out and lawyers ready to cut your heart out. Judge just on break at the beach. Green and orange platform, looks like a pumpkin with green robe on, creatively healing with 1 gold coin. Grounded and fair, female, maybe she'll be okay with him. And then I was getting the Battle of Normandy. D-Day. Okay, so the masculine's feeling like this, whether it's court or anything else, it could just be his perspective on having to deal with the divine feminine. This is the energy that's coming up for the masculine. Definitely D-Day. And so DD also came up for me before, if you follow me all the time, as divine director. And also D-Day was on 6/6. And if I remember correctly, I think that's the last time I formally saw my twin, was 6/6. But D-Day was 6/6, 1944. Which was, it was World War II, where the Allied forces were coming in to come to the rescue. So the U.S., Canada, and UK, and the Free French, I guess, were the initial troops coming in and landing on the beach at Normandy for World War II. So it lasted from June 6, 1944 through, they dated 8/19, so August 19th, 1944. And notice they're both, it's 1944, and we have 6/6, and 6/6, 66 is the Queen of Pentacles. So it's just about love as well. And then 8/19 is the Sun, and the 8 of strength of the Sun. They're both very Leo energies, right? The Strength card and the Sun card. It's very masculine. So, some of the codes that were coming up for D-Day, and this was from en.m.wikipedia.org. Overload was the invasion of Western Europe. Neptune was the code for the assault phase, which both started on June 6th. And then by 819 is when they crossed the River Seine. Another code was bigots, but it wasn't about being a bigot, it was just the code. They were the officers who had knowledge about the attack on D-Day, and so they were put in places of least risk of capture, because there's no way they wanted anyone to be captured who might have this information. So this is just some of the energies coming up around the masculine. I was getting 5 of 6 swords, or almost at peace, or wearing 5 hats of new passion for lovers, but insecure and without the tools to deal with the Queen of Wands reversed in court of justice with a liar or scorned woman, because she's definitely coming up reversed here. Sharing sexual energy with the Queen of Wands reversed, thorn in his side, the mountain between them. So he's coming up, the lovers are seen there in their sexual energy, just their sexual energy, with this big mountain between them of the Queen of Wands reversed and potentially just court issues. So sharing sexual energy with the Queen of Wands, reversed, thorn in his side, the mountain between them. She only knows one tool, the wand for a good beating. So that was coming up multiple times. Keep an open mind. And underneath that for the masculine was give the relationship a chance. Casual sex with a mannequin was coming up, this energy. And if it doesn't resonate with you or apply to you, there's multiple scenarios here, so they're not all going to apply to you. So don't make it fit. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't fit your situation. It's just not. And we're still in underlying energy, so this is not predictive. This is all stuff that's happening. You may not be aware of all of it, but this is the energy that's coming up. So I'm getting casual sex with mannequin with 2 left arms, leaning on getting a handle on the truth with the inability to process as a female. So I was getting like the karmic, because of her wounds, her female was just cut off and she acts like a male, just wanting sex and truth, and that's it. A staged new life to find peace as the King of Cups, happy wife, happy life, and it's like going back and saying the way his perspective on this relationship of his. I was getting happy wife, happy life, sex in the bushes, down by the riverside, or an experience of a drunk girl taken advantage of, catching a fly ball for someone else to get to home base, but not score. Eating a lot to make up for no love, while peace behind the scenes at the altar in his dreams. Synchronicities was coming up, which is 87. And then underneath that was parenting. So obviously a lot of the masculines are dealing with children, and that's 63, which is the 9 of Swords, dealing with children while purging, okay? So of course, then dealing with children can bring up a lot of old wounds as well. New passion out in the open, but also purging as the clock is broken. So they may be noticing clocks breaking too. I certainly did in the beginning of my journey, where my watch stopped and then my clock stopped. Yeah, everything started stopping. Deception of full moon times 2 in Libra. Inner workings of the lobster and the dogs taking the fall for it. Dials and wheels turning in all different directions, confusing for such a simple man. Okay, so Supertramp is coming up here. Okay. After all the conflict, some fall from grace. The fool trips up and falls on their face due to lack of faith. The false light, man in the moon, who gave up 2 butterflies and transformation, freedom, for grass or being in the weeds, in a crystal ball of madness, trusting a liar and not trusting themselves. And then I was getting butterflies are free to fly, fly away, high away, bye bye. Okay, and that's Someone Saved My Life Tonight by Elton John. And Spirit's connecting with me. Queen of Wands is taking him through the ringer right now, but keep an open mind about unconditional love and synchronicities for the masculine. Don't become tainted because of another bad situation. Recently, the Emperor gives up the battle for the sham fam. So he's dumping his false hand into the fire, or giving it back to the dark. So giving up the battle for the sham fam, or the family that looks perfect on the outside but has issues, but truly has issues on the inside, and the high vibration co-creating at work. Grieving at the full moon, and rising with a message or news from or about the Emperor and or the reason. for war, for deception, and lack of faith within self. The foundation has to do with whacking away, walking away, okay? You never know what's going to come out here. Walking away, that's so funny. It's the message. Walking away after looking back, without a message from the Empress, or looking back at the lies, the silent treatment, and or stalking of the Empress, depending on your situation. By the way, the underlying energy signs were just, the only one that was upright, two were upright, Gemini and Taurus were upright, and then Aries, Cancer, and Libra were all reversed in the underlying energy. As we get into the body of the read, all 12 signs were represented. Capricorn least represented, but it was in a positive way, but it was only minor arcana. That was the only sign that didn't have any majors in there. But Aquarius was upright. Taurus was probably upright. Libra was upright and reversed. Gemini wasn't really represented much in the body, but more the underlying energy, which was upright. So could be just upright, but I don't know if there was some reversed energy there. Pisces was reversed. Aries upright. Virgo upright. Leo reversed. Scorpio reversed. Sagittarius upright. Cancer reversed. And like I said, the minor arcana for Capricorn was upright. Okay, but maybe not like a major energy there. At 10:35, I turned the page, and 35 is the wounded warrior, and often comes up for Mary Magdalene. Trying to keep an open mind in court or dealing with a justice situation, centrally for masculine is the Three of Orbs, which is the Three of Swords, which yesterday was all about the three wise men. So the Three of Orbs is about separation or heartbreak or third party. Can be heart issues as well. If someone's dealing with getting a heart cath or having some palpitations or whatever. But I wasn't really getting health issues much here. Separation, heartbreak, third party issues announced. Or a high priestess had offered love, or he had secretly offered love, holding back new life or money, or to magnetize the gold coin, or work on self-love, in separation, heartbreak, over third party, and the three wise men, offering love to each other for union with the divine feminine up ahead of him in the cold, but him out there too, just hiding it behind reaping rewards of his hard work, time, and energy that he's put into building a nest egg, and having trouble leaving this behind. So the challenge for the masculine was it's coming out here. I mean, he's admitting that they're both giving love back and forth to each other, but she's doing it openly and he's doing it behind the scenes, having not come out with it. But now, this week the truth's been coming out. The challenge being for the masculine is reflection of the Hermit. This can be a Virgo as well. And for that Emperor in the reverse, that can be Taurus or Aries as well too. But the Hermit's coming up as the challenge, the reflection, the Hermit, the Virgo, a professional, wise old man, trying to bridge the gap of the masculine, being at home unhappy. There's definitely a Leo and Libra, both unhappy at home. But also him seeing himself as the King of Cups in meditation at home, and then at work dealing with the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, the three wise men. So, and it depends on your divine masculine, but all four kings came up in the read. But like we said in the beginning, it was only in the main read is only the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So this is work people and behind the scenes and what's going on, but it wasn't the major focus of the read. But it looks like, there's been a lot of energies coming up about a break in a work relationship, whether they left a job or left a partnership or a family business, whatever it was. Three wise men were coming up And yesterday, the false light of the three wise men were coming up as the emperor, right? The man with money and power, the judge, and the priest or religious leader. So where would a divine feminine hermit who speaks her truth fit into all this? This may be the masculine's perspective, right? It's a man's world. I'm just getting that, okay? So that song's coming up. It's a man's world. Now, in crowning the divine masculine's reed is the messenger of truth. Okay, and this deck definitely represents 5D messages in the bubble. Okay. And then as soon as I wrote down the messenger of truth, crowning, so he may be crowning, he may be really opening up his crown here, or birthing, right, his new life, his new self. Then I was getting guided from Spirit to write down a passage of my song, Christos Sophia. So as soon as I wrote down the messenger of truth, I was getting from the feminine, but evergreen and never seen, her heart expanding as he returns her love. And worlds were built, and skies and doves, shame and guilt, and peace and love, and dreams of what a beautiful world could be. Her portal of love created heavens above. Sophia, I exist from you. Sophia. Someone might be named Sylvia involved with the masculine. Sophia. If that means something else other than Sophia or Sylvia, let me know, because it keeps wanting to come out. Sophia. C'est la vie. I'm also getting up. Spirit's just talking right through me today. Okay. So Sophia, I exist from you. Sophia, from your rays of blue. Sophia, it was always you. I'm just the sky. And you notice when I say the sky, it's also like this guy. I'm just the sky that mirrors your sea, waiting for your heart to reflect back to me. But they got it wrong about the song, because I'm the minor key, and you are the sun in me. Okay, so that's the message from the masculine. Twins see synchronicities with heaven in their eyes, recovering from mental illness or evil side of examination, spying, vigilance, silent treatment, immature mean words, and getting over loss, finding freedom and faith in his shadow aspect, and getting back his mojo after falling. So he definitely may have fallen from grace. So the King of Wands lovers, Buttercup Yellow, as truth, or it's the King of Wands loves Buttercup Yellow, his Mary Magdalene, as the truth comes out in court, or just from Justice or Libra, with King of Wands action and passion to get past the nightmare of his dream, or say goodbye to Aquarius and find peace with Queen of Swords, Destiny, Light, healing lover, loving and kind and intuitive. The messenger of truth, and I was just getting applesauce, so applesauce. Messenger of truth, and so that apple a day keeps the doctor away. Messenger of truth is purging the shock of third-party lover hidden from judgment. Judgment of the divine masculine by the empress with snake, so that could be the evil empress with snake, or it could also be construed as the divine feminine with her kundalini, because I wasn't seeing like the strong arming in the card in this read here. The Queen of Wands with their back turned, Queen of Pentacles hurt by all this, who's been loving and kind but about to pull the switch or leave the divine masculine. Soon for the masculine is the Ten of Cups, okay, which definitely can be the sham fam, or reaching for that emotional fulfillment. The Ten of Cups with the King of Swords and the King of Wands which could represent just one person from his family, but it could be him and one from his family, had decided to split due to lies and gossip at work. And so there may be a partnership that's deciding to break up as well. So 1105, we turn the page, and 11, of course, is justice, and 5 is the Hierophant, which is also change and freedom and expansion. He's been sharing low energy with females or Cancer, or at full moon, and high vibration, going towards his magician embodiment, the sealed divine feminine, aligning and cracking codes to come together. And this was 1106, so the lovers, as they come together in joy and express feelings of co-creation. So it's said in the read that he basically gave up trying to find trying to find that high vibrational mix with the karmic or family or whatever's job situation is at work for, that high energy co-creation, but wasn't able to get it. He finally gave up, realizing that wasn't going to work, and started now offering his low vibration to other feminines in his life, and now giving his high vibration to his magician embodiment and dealing with his twin to find that joy and express feelings of co-creation, just as two people, him and his twin, in emotional fulfillment. He is seeing himself as a twin and or his kids of peace, but extending low vibe due to holding on to his burdens and resisting. Okay, so this is how he sees himself. Okay, and I love that deck. That's one of my favorite cards in this deck. Over the loss now, having given up the war and near-death experiences and instability, to move out of marriage and or home and be inspired like a kid again. True love comes up for the masculine, okay, as well as deception. Someone's wearing a false mask, which obviously we know it's definitely been the masculine. And then engagement comes up, where your relationship's stepping up to the next level. Around him, or how it is seen, or how he is seen, is the 5 of crystals here. You see there's people in the background there. So it's like being in exile. It's that abandonment energy. He's purging with seemingly no end so people may be seeing him as purging with seemingly no end in sight, in uncomfortable emotions to release anxieties of abandonment and exile wounds. So whereas he's fine with what he's going through, people may see him this way on the outside because he's been doing a lot of purging, or it could literally just represent the feminine as well doing the same. The masculine needs to clear blocks about the full moon, the false light energies, or having any fear about the full moon, because that's when all those masculine low energies come out. Standing up to others by implementing rest, prayer, meditation, and to steal away or get away from the moon energies and deal with them in a peaceful way, instead of reacting to heavy energy downloads, and just now making it peaceful instead of defensiveness, right? Because you never know how you're going to react if the full moon's there, if you're not staying present. So physical activity and change, like I told you, came up here, but even more so, adventure and music. There's a new passion for separation, and before she walks away for good, the feminine, his divine feminine, I'm also getting the message that the masculine sees his divine feminine as the Empress and all 4 queens, expanded into emotional fulfillment, with a firm grip on Excalibur, the truth, right? Because she's not mincing her words. The Queen of Cups conflicted over rejection, so she has a sensitive side too, fighting any shyness or emotional immaturity. Also could be having issues with the masculine, maybe having issues with an Empress Aquarian and or Gemini Queen of Wands, so that could be a mother, mother-in-law, and a karmic. Could be a sister as well. Mothers and kids fighting, and kids feeling unloved. So this is that moon card of what blocks the masculine needs to clear, is having any fear about the emotions that may come up with the aggressive full moon energies. The Queen of Swords, new passion for dumping load on the angel or the Sag, or overwhelmed being patient angel while he deals with multiple women in his life. And it doesn't mean that he's having a relationship with multiple women in his life right now, although there are some twins out there who are. It's mostly the women in his life, whether it's the karmic, the mother, the kids, the people he works with. He just always has had a lot of women around him. New passion fuels a call to serve, to announce the truth, a need to be the student or failure, or the student of failure, and no attention, the Divine Masculine needs to get out of ego about all those energies and issues, like the fear of having to be the student again and feeling like he doesn't know as much as someone else because he's always very well versed at what he does, and also getting out of fear of not getting attention. Okay, knowing that giving himself attention is enough, that he doesn't need to seek confirmation outside of himself. Awakening to joy, to coming together, to the blocks that need to be worked on together, and the Hermit with the light shedding all this light upon all of this. Okay, so this is the last two cards are the Queen of Swords along with the Passion coming out of it. So this whole read was very blue and cold, and as we come out of this read, we're bursting into new passion. It's like blast off, right? So mastering the war within self, walking away and or within, to Twin, who's abandoned in exile, the Emperor and his reasons for separation and heartbreak, challenged by reflection of the Hermit and the Sham Fam, 1 out of 10 at night, and Cancer. So they could be dealing with someone with cancer, could have cancer, or just a person who is Cancer. And sending 5D messages to the Queen of Swords to reignite their passion as the twins. Mastering fear, or the Emperor, the logical side, lacking faith, walking away from all that he built with the 3 wise men. Now third party heartbreak and separation in order to reflect and send 5D messages, and also learn to receive from Twin and kids emotional fulfillment via truth from the Queen of Swords in exile, abandoned at night by false light, and in the morning, you notice morning is morning. So abandoned at night by false light, in his situation, he's in mourning every morning. The Divine Masculine chose, so in mourning is also both of them, because what happens in this is the wound of the Divine Masculine chose again, not her, but his family, leaving her alone and their passion to deal with all by herself. Okay, so the mourning of the Divine Feminine, which he also contains, the Divine Feminine, of the Masculine always choosing the wealthy family. It doesn't have to be wealthy, it could just be wealthy in connection as well, but choosing that big family over the Divine Feminine, who is his true love. It's himself. So whatever he chooses over his Divine Feminine, he's choosing over his own energy, his own soul's mission. So that was the read for you today, and we're at 3312. Let me show you the read, and then I'll post the oracles separately. Okay. So this is the basic read, and then we have the full read here. Okay. All right, as we go into 33 today, and tomorrow's 34. So make sure you drink your water. Be good to yourselves. It's a beautiful sunny day here, so make sure you go out and rise and be loved, guys. Bye.